All right. And I'm doing the intro, eh?
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Any verbs? Any nouns?
Not really.
Verbs.
I mean,
Card.
I'm sure if you don't remember all the
Hodge.
characters from the show, then
Or
it's
Doge.
your
It's
problem.
What the fuck's her
It's
name?
old Baldy, and I'll remember. I'll either
Romu
make up
twins.
names or say words.
The
All right,
title
here we
of
go.
the episode is Remembrance. There's your vocab.
Yeah, we gotta remember
great.
episode titles again. Man, I am so, like, I forget what it's like talking about a show and not movies.
All right, here we go. Hello, and welcome to A Star to Steer Her by Jake, a legacy sequel to
I get it.
a show that we did many years ago. My name, I am the
Barnabas.
titular character. My name is Jake, and joining me are...
Your long dead robot friend, Chris.
Ames. I'm not playing along.
I don't know, the housekeeper that you probably want to bang, maybe. Caitlin.
A new recurring character who's bad at acting, James.
Hey, James is here.
Yay.
Welcome back, James.
Good to have you,
Hi,
James.
Jim.
You'll remember James from past episodes of our show, including the other ones he was on. Anyway, this week
I used to
We
have
are-
a list.
I have the list in front of me.
Yeah, she has a spreadsheet. Every time someone guests, their name is in the notes.
Yep. So that's where we know where to send the royalty checks.
Yep. Not gonna read that, though.
No, this week we have exited the Keanu Sans.
Oh,
we
we'll
are
miss you.
returning
Me
to
too.
our regularly scheduled programming.
No.
That is programming for bros, or programming for briones.
Ah.
Anyway,
I don't get it.
yeah, we're returning to our regular scheduled program. This is actually a Star Trek podcast, and we are going to be talking about something that is allegedly Star Trek, and that is Star Trek Picard.
Don't you feel like it's more or less all allegedly Star Trek from here on?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, it is. I mean, of the things that are, have the label. I mean, it does have a character from Star Trek, so I think it counts.
Keep in mind, we have Prodigy in our future, and that is very much Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about Prodigy. Prodigy's
So
brilliant.
and this is interesting because this is a little bit of a retread for us, because we did actually cover previously the first season of Star Trek Picard.
That's right, we did, I
weren't-
guess.
Yeah,
we
but that's
weren't
kind of more like overview. We overviewed
Yeah,
it.
we weren't terribly hot on it, so now we're going to do a deep dive and see maybe our opinions have changed. Maybe we've softened in our old age, but that's TBD. This week we will be talking about the series premiere episode of Star Trek Picard, Remember Me,
Nope.
and something like that.
Wrong.
Ames is
And
brutal.
I'll do the
Sound.
intro. Listen,
what's it actually called?
the
I've
less you
forgotten.
talk, the sooner I can get this thing over
It's
with.
called Remembrance.
All right.
You would think would be easy enough to remember. And yeah.
All right, Bromembrance. All right, what happens in this show? Well, let's see. We open up, we're out in space on this Star Trek Enterprise D.
Oh, the
This
D.
is nuts.
The Enterprise D's nuts.
And,
oh, God damn it, Chris.
And we have our good old friend, old man Picard, playing with Fat Data, a game of cards. And we're playing cards, and
Oh,
there's
wait,
all
Data
sorts of...
died in Nemesis.
Yeah, there's all kinds of symbolism going on. Data has clearly cheated by playing 5 queens.
Borg queens.
And oh god. And then there's a big explosion outside, and then we're at Mars for some reason, and then old Jean-Luc Picard wakes up in his own bed at home, and it was all a bad dream. And it turns out we're having ourselves
A merry little
a day
Christmas.
on the Picard farms up in the greater Quebec area. And he's up early
get the
today because
joke.
he's gonna appear on a TV program
because it's French Canada, I suppose.
Yeah, because he's France.
Oh, I thought because you thought they might have been filming in Canada, but they were not.
Nope, I did not say that.
Oh.
So we're at the farm, and he's going to be on TV, and he's got this reporter shows up, and they're like, and he's getting ready for his interview with his Romulan
Butler.
house servants,
Bang maid,
and bang butler, and
He's a devil of a butler.
and he's like, I hope they don't ask me about that thing we told them not to ask me about. So of course they ask him about it, and then he pops off and he's like, Starfleet isn't Starfleet anymore. Starfleet is a bunch of bitches who wouldn't save the Romulans when I wanted to save them.
Fake
Oi,
news,
governor,
fake news.
I'm Jean-Luc Picard. I'm from France, governor. So then cut to some girl hanging out in her apartment about to go down to Bone Town with one of those cat eye people from Discovery.
Zahians.
Yeah. And they're doing some foreplay stuff. And then what? Some masked men beam in out of nowhere and stab him in the chest with a knife.
Face chest.
And kill him real good, and then she goes all River Tam and kicks their asses, and she's like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. And then she has a vision of the one man that can save her, Jean-Luc Picard. So she finds her way to Gay Paris, where somehow she stumbles onto the Picard farms and is like, hey, listen, I think I need some help from you. And he's like, sure, spend the night. And then she disappears in the morning, and he is like, where'd she go? And then he remembers, oh my god, that's not, that Data painted a picture of that girl years ago. Holy shit. And I have the picture in my secret vault in San Francisco. I'm gonna go check it out.
I liked that. I liked the the security, the bank security box or whatever, but it was actually all like transporter shit, I assume.
Yeah, everything's just beamed into transporter buffers, I guess.
He has Scotty in one of them.
Yeah, apparently. So yeah, we find this painting of the girl, and it's a painting that Data painted, and we learn that the name of the painting was Daughter.
Like, could they not have come up with anything slightly more interesting? Like, I know he's a robot, but fuck me. Even like Progeny, though, I guess.
Mark 2.0.
So then somehow they end up connecting again.
Because she tries to call her mom.
She tries to call her mom, and then her mom like activates her River Tam powers again, and she's like, gotta get to Picard.
She hacks the planet.
So she hacks the planet and finds out the exact location where Picard is, and shows up to talk to him. And we find out her name is Daj.
Like
and while they're talking, she's like, oh my god, they found us. So they climb up to the top of a parking garage, and Picard has a real tough time with the stairs.
Yeah.
The years haven't been kind. And then, oh my god, these monsters reappear and start beating her up. But she's doing her ninja powers, and she kicks one of their helmets off, and we see, oh my god, they're Romulans! Oh my god! What? Where did you guys come from? And then one of them does the old, I'm going to throw the exploding gun at you and spit acid on you. And then Daz just explodes. She just blows up.
She really does.
Whoopsie.
She's super exploded.
We hardly knew thee.
So back at the old homestead, Picard's there, and he's getting treated by...
Not doctors.
Not doctors. Yeah, he was seriously injured, but he's just on his couch at home.
You took a little bump on the head. You're probably concussed, but don't worry, we got
We'll get
this.
to that, but Jesus
you're real
Christ.
tuckered out there, Johnny.
Johnny.
So he's like, oh my god, I gotta find out. She's Data's daughter. I gotta go and do some shit. I gotta get to Daystrom. Gotta get to Daystrom. So he goes to the Daystrom Institute in Okinawa to talk to. We meet our scientist Girardi, and Girardi is like, oh hey Captain P, how you doing? And he's like, listen, is it hypothetically possible to make an android that looks like a human and acts like a human? And she's like, no bitch, that's impossible. I mean, making one that acts like a human is the easy part. Making one that looks like a human, that's hard. Or no, the other way around.
The skin is always a little bit silvery.
Yeah, so then they're talking, and we learn that, they banned all androids throughout the Federation because a bunch of them went crazy. So now we don't have any androids. They're totally illegal. We can't even do our research. But if you hypothetically found an android that looked and behaved and seemed completely human, there's only one man who could have made it, and that's my mentor, fucking Bruce fucking Maddox. But he went crazy and disappeared, so I don't know about this. And by the way, here's some real terrible technobabble about how theoretically you could reconstitute all of Data's identity and memories from a single positronic neuron. And by the way, they always come in twos. So the one that exploded, there's another identical one, apparently. And then we cut to the identical other one who we meet, who's hanging out in some kind of Romulan prison or something. I don't know.
Zone.
Reclamation. She's working at the Romulan recycling center and sorting bottles and cans. And and then we meet this other British
she finds
Romulan.
A bottle of Chateau Picard, and she's like, "Whoa!"
And then we find out, oh my god, this reclamation center, it's actually a Borg cube. Ooh. Oh my god, did somebody just like cut up a bunch of TNG scripts and throw them in a big blender and shake it up, and this is what fell out? Romulans, Borgs, Data, Donner.
No.
Maddox.
What they did was shred up a bunch of the worst TNG fan fiction they could find and threw it into a blender.
Why would they do that when they could have used our fan fiction?
I know, ours was great.
Our rates are just too high. It's our own fault.
I'm sorry that intro took so fucking long, but this a lot happened here.
So what I loved in this, rewatching this now, is that from the bat, it immediately did things to piss off 2 out of the 4 of our regulars. We had overly on-the-nose dreams, which Ames fucking hates.
I hated one of the 2.
And we had overcomplicated little
yeah,
that Jake
God
hates.
Damn. That fucking picture frame box.
Yeah.
Oh, in the archive?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's like quantum stored. Whatever that means.
I mean, they could have just beamed it out and then it just made it a box that you open.
Why didn't it even need a box if it's being held in a
quantum
transporter?
stored? Yeah, it doesn't.
Why did he need an archive when he has a whole farm?
Well, that too.
Well, I think it's because it also needs to be accessible by all of Starfleet. I think it's stuff that's also technically his work.
He left Starfleet and was like, Starfleet fucking sucks now. You're telling me he didn't take his T-set and go home?
I think it's like when famous people donate their shit to a college library.
Yeah, or like the Obama library.
But don't you feel like he wouldn't have donated that stuff to Starfleet if he felt like Starfleet was bullshit now?
Maybe he donated it before he decided Starfleet was bad, and he couldn't undonate it.
Also,
although it doesn't.
Can you believe? Go ahead.
He asked Index, which appears to be an artificial life form, despite the fact that those are outlawed.
Oh, this one's a hologram. Holograms
those are
aren't
okay still.
Yeah, they're fine because they can't blow up Mars.
That feels arbitrary.
Oh, it's absolutely arbitrary, and I
think the Doctor would have something to say about this.
I was gonna say, being fair to Picard, Star Trek has always drawn an arbitrary line between holographic and positronic life forms.
Sure.
So that's not new.
But yeah, so he asked Index, who was like the maintainer of the archives person, like, has anyone been in here at all?
Yeah. And
she was like, no. You're the only one, and it's been like years. Like, so
and then
no one's looking at this stuff. I think it's just his locker.
But then he jumps to the conclusion later that Maddox must have seen this painting, and when he was busy building androids out of Data's jizz, decided he should make it look like that. Like, is that the conclusion that he leapt
Is that the jizz?
feet forward into?
I don't know that. I think he just went looking for Maddox because he knows Maddox did that kind of research. I don't know.
But he specifies, Maddox must have seen my painting. And I'm like, how?
Oh, did he? I missed that somehow.
How did... Like, am I making that up? Like...
Well, we know that Data and Maddox remained friendly with each other after
That's right, yeah.
Measure of a Man, because Maddox is who he's writing the letter to in Data's day.
Oh, that's right.
Who's Maddox again? The one that said that he wasn't people?
Thought the painting was one of a kind, but Data had made like 55 of them and had just given them out to pretty much anyone.
Yeah, it's just a print.
Yeah, for Caitlin.
Well, he just sets himself to copy.
Maddox is the guy from Measure of a Man who wanted to
prove that he
experiment
wasn't
on
people.
Data.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. That's what I thought, vaguely.
You know why he had all this stuff stored here? Because when he left Starfleet, he's like, oh, shit, I got nowhere to go because I haven't actually rebuilt the farm from when the fire murdered my brother and nephew. Mm-hmm. Fuck. So while he lived in, like, some little shit-ass cottage in Paris, he had to stick all his shit there and he just hasn't bothered to take it out yet.
Imagine, like, going back to live where your brother and nephew died. Fucking kind of wild, isn't it?
Also, did he kick out his sister-in-law? Like, where's she?
I don't know. Who was that, Marie?
Yeah, because they didn't say anything about her dying in the fire.
Perhaps she died of grief.
Yeah.
Maybe she'd actually, before the fire, had finally wised up and left her jackass husband.
He did suck a lot.
But
I feel like if that had happened, she would have taken the kid, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe the kid grew up to be a real jerk.
Or it was Renee's week, not Renee. It was the brother's weekend to have him or something. Robert, thank you.
Getting back to the dream sequences, the first one I didn't hate because it was just kind of like introductory.
Yeah.
It wasn't a thing that really had like the premonition kind of shit that was like a hint for the plot or anything. It was more
that's fair.
Setting themes for the episode and probably the rest of the season. It's the second one. Whenever
sorry, really quick on that first one. Yeah. What do you think, because it was like such a pivotal part of the episode, this dream sequence at the beginning, what themes do you think that was setting up for the show?
Picard's guilt. Picard is a man who in his older age feels a lot of guilt for fucking everything, it turns out.
Yeah.
And one of the things he feels guilty about is Data's death. Yeah, and then later, like, abandoning the Romulans, then later, like, any other sentient life form. And then when we meet characters that we'll meet in future episodes, this is a man who has a lot, that he regrets in his life now. Especially now that he's an older man, which is kind of an interesting place to see Picard at. Which is why I don't mind that particular dream sequence, because we were kind of seeing, like, okay, Picard, an older man, he's no longer quite as honorable as we thought he was, but he's trying. It's the second dream sequence, which is just, we need to move the plot along.
Yeah.
Therefore, Picard knows about the painting. Oh, the painting's going to be the next step in what we need to look to see for the episode. Those are dream sequences that I find stupid as hell.
Yeah.
I like that not only was the painting kind of a linchpin to his understanding of things, he has two paintings that are the same.
Yeah.
You could just swap them out.
One doesn't show her face.
Yeah.
And one does show her face. And he stored the one that has a person's face on it.
Yeah, there was a 50-50 chance he could have had the right one just in his study.
And, like, I just... Why, though? I don't know. There's so many things in this episode that are written backwards. Yeah. Where the writers were like, I need this to happen. So people are going to start making really weird decisions all over the place in order to facilitate that.
Yeah.
The most egregious example of it, especially like going in and kind of realizing that this is how the writing is going to work, is Soji tracks down Picard and is like, I saw your face, and I don't just mean on TV, I saw it in like my mind, and I know I can trust you, and I'll be safe with you. I don't know why, I'm scared and confused. So he invites her into the Chateau Picard and says, wow, that's a really interesting necklace you have. Can I see it?
Which is just the normalest looking necklace.
Yeah, it is a couple of circles.
It
both
is two
and Agnes
circles.
Are like, whoa.
It is it's a Venn diagram, and like, but for whatever reason, Picard's like, "Can I see it?" And then she takes it off, hands it to him. He looks at it, it's like, okay, whatever. It's supposed to be plot relevant, clearly. And then he hands it back. She takes it. She doesn't put it back on. She puts it on the table and then forgets it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she totally forgets it.
She left this supposedly really nice, important necklace on the kitchen table and then just abandoned it. And the only reason is so that Picard can later have that necklace in order to, like, I don't know, show it to Jurati, who
also fawns over it, like, wow, that's the most unique necklace I've ever seen.
No, she's hoping that if she says that, he'll give it to her.
I like to imagine
the. Did you get this at Claire's?
I'd like to think that when the writers actually saw what they came up with for the show, they were like, "What the fuck?" Like, okay, I didn't give you an exact description, but Jesus Christ!
No, it had to be that because they said that it symbolizes. I'd like tried to write it down, but also didn't really care all that much. It was like, fractal division, fractal neural division, and that would be two circles, and that's also like the cloning, like the two people angle with twins, and like
the costume department would give it some fucking pizzazz.
Yeah, but it's just regardless, it's just two circles, and Jurati's like, wow, that symbolizes this really advanced this really advanced technical thing we can do with positronic brains that almost no one knows about.
Look, here's the thing, okay?
Circles.
Here's the thing, though, okay? Agnes, like, hangs out in a department where she can't even really do the work she wants to do. She has to, like, theoretically do the work she wants to do. How big of a department do you think that is? How many people do you think she interacts with on the regular? How often do you think she gets to see new accessories? I mean,
new accessories.
But
what?
I was just gonna say though, the thing about the necklace, though, the thing I can sort of make an excuse for her not putting it back on, not like right away, because you would think she would have done that. But since she didn't, I could imagine forgetting it because it's probably the kind of thing she like never takes off.
But why did she take it off?
No, I don't have an explanation for that. I'm just saying that given that she did not put it back on immediately after doing a thing that she wouldn't have done. Because when someone says, let me see that necklace, they don't mean take it off. They mean just like pull your hair back so I can see it.
If I hand someone my cell phone and then don't get it back, just because I always have my cell phone on me doesn't mean I'm going to think I still have it on me. I'm going to be like, where's my phone? I literally feel missing. I feel like a part of me is missing.
Yeah, but the cell phone you're always using. A necklace is just present.
It's much more passive,
use it for something.
Yeah, I've definitely taken off an accessory and then kind of forgotten I'd taken it off.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not saying that any of that makes the rest of that scene work, but I could imagine if it was something that like she probably doesn't even take it off the shower. It's probably some kind of fancy space metal that like doesn't need to worry about getting wet.
Well, plus if it's a sonic shower.
Yeah, good point.
If it's a sonic shower, it would actually probably cause it to heat up.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
A question about the necklace, because, if it's a symbol of the twinning thing that is now required for all androids to be built in pairs, that's fucking new. I'll allow it. I'll allow it for the sake of plot for now. We see Soji at the end, the sister, who knows about Daj, who says, oh yeah, this is a symbol between me and my sister. Daj never seems to indicate that she's aware she has a sister. Does Daj know about Soji?
I thought she did mention her, but
okay, I may have missed it.
In passing. It's very easy to miss it.
I mean, Soji obviously knows about Daj, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I think they're just sisters.
Yeah, because Soji mentions to Narek, oh yeah, this is my sister thing. Narek brings up that he lost a brother, which I honestly forget if that's him just trying to make himself like vulnerable or if he actually has a lost brother.
He just seems like such a sleaze. You see him on screen for like 30 seconds.
Look, he's a cute sleaze though.
No,
he knows
do it for
that
me. He
Daj is dead at this point probably, and like
oh my god,
is just trying to manipulate her.
Well, he is Romulan,
when you find out your sister's dead, we're gonna cry it out together.
Yeah.
He might have been. He might have been one of the people with the exploding acid head.
I kind of love the idea that, he's like, I lost a brother. But not like literally. He's not dead. They just forgot where they put him during some Romulan scheme.
He took it off from around his neck and gave it to Picard and then forgot to take it back.
Like a necklace and something bad happens.
A Romulan mislaying a relative due to the complexity of a scheme would track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also Narek, and also because I remember not like the rest of the season, obviously, but Narek doesn't seem I'm going to go into fisticuffs with people as my Romulan scheme. He is a much different kind of Romulan schemer, which is why I enjoy Narek very much. So we're going to see.
He might have
more
killed his own brother as a child so that he could use that as emotional leverage in the future.
That seems more likely.
That's pretty Romulan.
I feel like that's more of a Cardassian thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Cardassian would probably just try to eat your brother in the womb.
It's a little too much to the point for a Romulan is all. Like, it's too easy.
Well, see, he killed his brother, but it was with a Rube Goldberg machine.
Oh. I like that.
I think...
I really like that, actually. That's a great visual.
Thank you. But I think, for all the, obvious issues with the writing, the and we already touched on it, but the thing that really drives home how fucking stupid it is that Picard gets exploded, is apparently picked up by authorities. They mentioned police. And instead of him being brought to a hospital, they bring him home.
Yeah, and he wakes up at home, and that's the next thing that he knows. So I don't even know if he remembers anything prior.
And there's a massive it sounds like somebody doctored the security footage because they didn't have any footage of Daj or something. Or the Romulans.
Well, no, but didn't they explain away Daj by saying that she probably had some kind of cloaking something?
Well, that's what his housekeeper was theorizing.
Oh, well, she's a Romulan.
She obviously didn't.
Well, I mean, not that she knew about. Maybe activating made that thing kick in.
Then what's the Romulans' excuse? Why were they not in the footage?
Why didn't they see the
Romulans invented cloaking. They're always cloaked. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
It's just they're bad assassins.
Either way, no police came to question Jean-Luc about.
Rossi.
No police came to question Picard about the explosion.
No, all they did was
near.
They just dropped him off at his house and be like, I don't know, maybe he'll die.
Jesus Christ.
The way it flowed and especially the way it was edited, when I was watching this with my partner, she was like, so that was a dream too, right?
Oh no.
I was very serious and was like, no, that did actually happen. And she didn't believe me for another 2 minutes. She really thought it was no, that was definitely a dream. Because it doesn't make sense. It's way over the top.
Why does Daj run up the stairs to the roof? She's like, oh, they're coming. Let's go somewhere more visible.
Yeah, that's
also,
true.
They teleport in. Why are they teleporting so far away?
Yeah.
Well, then they start teleporting in front of her.
Yeah. Also, and so regardless, they're such bad assassins. The first time they get to Daj, they capture her, knock her down, put a thing on her head that I guess determines if she's quote unquote active or not, or is scanning her brain. And then they start. So one of them says something, and presumably in Romulan, and the other Romulan says "speak English." In order to, I guess, hide the fact that they're Romulan, which he has already screwed up. And then,
they're
after
bad
that,
at this.
They're so bad at... and then the next thing is they say she's not activated yet.
Stun her! Stun this bitch!
She's not activated. Where are you from? Where are the others? She doesn't know. She's not activated yet. You have to wait until she's activated to know that information.
You have to call this number on the back of her.
She activates and then kills them. So what was the plan at any point in here?
Yeah, well, when you think about it, it's your plan presumably is to abscond with her. You've already killed the only other witness. It doesn't matter if you're speaking Romulan or Klingon or Tellarite.
Just leave.
In
and also
your
just
mind,
leave.
You're walking off with her.
You have a teleporter attached to you. Leave. With her.
Russian.
And also, in another example of writing backwards, they then throw a sack on her head.
Yeah.
And they're, it's They're
They
like,
say,
oh,
let's
she's
knock her
activating.
out. They say they want to knock her out.
Yeah, and she has a hard time breathing for a second, so I'm assuming this bag over her head has a chemical in it, which is strange because they've already attached something to her temples, which you think they could use to shock her, which would be more effective.
It looks like VR goggles.
No, really quick. If they don't put the bag on her head, they can't have the stunt double do all of the action fighting in full view. So they needed to get the bag on her head, so they needed to try to knock her out with the bag, which means that they couldn't use the thing they already attached to her in order to, like, look at her brain, which you would think would let them knock her out if they wanted to.
They should have just embraced Trek tradition. Nothing is more fun than the obvious Shatner stunt double in TOS.
I don't think anybody would mistake Shatner's stunt double for her, Chris. That's a terrible idea.
He's probably dead, too.
Romulans know the Vulcan nerve pinch?
It's not called the Romulan nerve pinch.
Humans can learn it, so I would.
Can they learn it, or do you have to have had like a mind meld?
Oh, true.
That was what I was.
Can Romulans do a mind meld?
I think that they don't have the mental discipline. I think they probably have the
capacity,
physical capability to do it, but like an Enterprise, only the followers of Serac could do.
Yeah, the implication has always been that the Romulans missed out on the mind powers. That's like why they had to kidnap an Enar to run their psychic ship in that one episode of Enterprise.
Okay, but the nerve pinch should be up their alley.
It should.
Yeah, but it's probably just because, it's like you get all these skills when you do the meditation and they just don't have the patience for it.
The meditation is when you level up.
Romulans have a lot of patience, though. Because all their schemes are so convoluted and take a lot of time.
Well, they have patience for scheming.
I would believe that the average Romulan definitely know, but I can't imagine that there wouldn't be like a 0.01 or 0.0001% of Romulans who can do it, are really good at it, and holy crap, wouldn't you want to interrogate somebody with that ability? Like, they would have a real incentive to learn how to use that kind of ability.
You know what it is? The neck pinch is just too direct for their tastes. And it's like, it's not complicated enough.
Yeah, there's no way to end a Rube Goldberg machine with a Vulcan neck pinch.
Oh, the other thing with these assassins that was just embarrassing is not only do they start speaking Romulan when they first show up and have to be reminded that's going to blow their cover, they had zero plan for if their helmet fell off.
Yeah.
Because it's just obviously a Romulan. So they might as well have just gone in there wearing like Romulan's insignia for how discreet they were being.
Yeah. Well, like also when they're very careful to like beam away. Like there's a point where she kicks one of them off a railing and instead of falling down, he gets beamed away. So there's like somebody operating a transporter. Maybe they have their own little in-body transporters they can beam out. And apparently she's very important, and it's very important that we capture and not kill her.
Yeah, we need her alive.
We need her alive, yet they have the giant exploding gun as a final...
I think the gun may have exploded by accident because it got the tooth acid on it.
Well, why are we spitting tooth acid?
Because that guy, he cracked down on his cyanide capsule or something, and he said, "Oh, grape flavored."
he actually swallowed most of it.
Yeah. No. Also, just the fact that like the fight on the roof. Why don't they just beam her out? They have transporters. Beam her out.
Yeah.
Put her in a.
Yeah, it has to be convoluted. It's too convoluted even for a Romulan because. Is the insinuation then, if you're saying like, oh, it didn't get picked up, or, Dodge in particular didn't get picked up by the security cameras and shit, and presumably that means the Romulans didn't either, and then I'm left to assume the Romulans doctored footage because Dodge wasn't doctoring footage, and whatever the fuck was said about, oh, she has some kind of cloaking, just seems like a red herring to me.
Yeah, I think there's a logical explanation we're going to get to eventually.
Are we? Okay, because I don't remember where that comes in.
I don't think it's said explicitly, but I can think of an excuse that will make sense later.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, same.
We'll get there. Yeah, because I don't remember like specifics like that, and it ends up making me wonder, like, was this intentional or am I overthinking? Or both.
It might have been. I hate to give them credit, but
that's the thing. I can still give them credit because, at the very least, as we're just looking at the pilot today, I'm not at the point where I dislike this as a show. It has many flaws. A lot of the things the characters do are stupid. But it's also still got a lot in its corner that I appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate everything about this, and I think as a season premiere, it's exciting. It sets up a mystery plot. And
for a pilot, I think it does a good job.
Yeah, I think it does fine. It doesn't do fine, though.
Oh, no. I was trying to do good things. Shit.
Is this a sponsor segment?
Yes. Yeah.
Manta sleep.
I am sponsored by... Where the fuck are all the Soong-type androids? Because we learn that some bad
also?
thing happened. Some kind of bad thing happened, and synthetics, which is apparently what we're calling androids now, have been banned throughout the Federation. What about all the ones that were they just killed? Like, did somebody go and kill Tainer? Like, what happened?
Maybe. Well, she was also a secret Soong type, so.
Well, that's the worst kind. That's a dodge.
How are all the Stellas on iMud Planet? Are they okay?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Again, it's like, the Federation banned this research. You're telling me everybody else, like, there's galactic treaty? Fuck off. People ignore treaties all the fucking time. Fuck you.
Even if the Federation banned it, they would still research it. If anything, they'd probably research it even more.
Oh, there is some Badmiral with a basement full of murder androids. He's just waiting to unleash.
All right, here's my Jake prediction for this show, which I know is wrong.
Oh, good.
But I'm gonna say it anyway because I'm gonna put myself in the position of somebody that just watched this one episode of the show. What would I have assumed was the plot? I would say that the Federation banned research into synthetics because of whatever this disaster was. And Bruce Maddox couldn't take it because he's a little bitch, as we know. So he goes to Romulus, teams up with the Romulans, like, listen, I got some kick-ass synthetic. I guess not Romulus, wherever the Romulans are hanging out, probably in this Borg cube. And it's like, I got some kick-ass replicant technology. I got one positronic neuron. We're going to make 2 smoking bitches. And the Romulans are like, yeah, dog, let's do it. And then, like Doc Brown building a bomb for the Libyans, he absconds with the androids. And now the Romulans are out looking for their missing androids. And they're going to go try to get this one on Earth. And now they're going to go get this one on the Borg cube. That's my assumption of what's going on.
I mean, that feels like it would make sense.
That is so much better than what this is actually going to fucking be.
But so far the season looks like it's going to be the hunt for Maddox, I'm going to guess, because it seems like he is involved.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah, that does seem to be the big mystery, and the only lead that he has is Maddox.
Who's missing?
And
we're
some unknown amount of time.
And we're aware that there's a twin somewhere, and we don't know where.
Yes. I like how he says there's another one, which is really dehumanizing language.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, it's okay Daj died. We have a backup.
Thank goodness. Yeah, what's annoying, too, for me, thematically about this, is that we're retreading, like, already some of the ideas that the first season of Discovery was playing with, which was, how does the Federation react in the face of disaster?
Poorly.
Like, yeah, and it's just
racistly.
Yeah, and it's like, we already did this with the first season of Discovery. Why are we doing Trek fucking wrestles with post 9/11 for the 4th time now in the series history?
Because it has to be heavy.
It's important we never forget.
Stakes. It can't just be a story about a character. It has to be about this big overarching conspiracy.
I mean, you could have done a story about an old man looking back on his life with regret. That's like one of the oldest stories there fucking is, without there needing to have been this like over the top. Like, it would have been enough if it had just been, I got pissed because the Federation abandoned the Romulans. That felt shitty. Fuck you guys. You didn't need this extra layer of, also, Mars is actively on fire.
That's true, yeah. They could have simplified it because that theme, the theme of the Romulan refugees is, I think, a very strong theme.
Yeah.
Especially for the time, because this was 2020.
Yeah.
And I know, like, they were very specific in trying to, like, lay those parallels to, like, Syrian refugees in particular.
Yeah.
And, like, showing the Federation fucking up.
Yeah.
For selfish reasons, for the most part, because, you know, we see this reporter who, Jesus Christ, what a bitch. Wow, she's racist.
I hope that he sued the shit out of her.
How do you sue someone for damages in a post-scarcity society?
I don't know. They'll find a way.
Picard gets an invitation to do an interview. His housekeepers are apparently in charge of everything involving being the liaison with this news organization.
Yeah, they're his PR team.
And, like, I guess. And for whatever reason, they didn't do any research at all into who this person was or what her kind of, like, what her journalism style was.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I know they're not, like,
Yeah.
I know they're not, like, super spies, but, like, I think you could do a Google search.
They are super spies, we learned.
I know, I was setting that up for episodes later.
Sorry to reveal now, but they're Romulans. Of course they are.
But
They're
also,
Romulan
like,
Tal Shiar.
the publication was called The Galaxy.
I'm half convinced they knew this was going to happen.
Well, maybe they wanted to embrace it.
No, it's okay. Here's what I want to know. How could you possibly imagine that, even if you didn't do the research, as soon as I heard her say, thanks for like you letting the galaxy in or whatever, this fucking paper's called The Galaxy? That is like the most tabloid that ever tabloided in space.
She's saying letting, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I thought she was saying like letting the galaxy and like, you know, letting, you know, you say like, oh, letting the world see your life or whatever, you know, letting the world in. It's more like,
okay,
they're broadcasting to the whole galaxy.
That makes my idea sound really fucking stupid, Jake, so thank you.
Pay attention to me. Yeah, she doesn't work for the Galaxy. She works for Federation News Network.
Oh, okay. Well, then he really should have known.
With the Federation?
Yeah, he really should have known that this was like state media or whatever.
Like she's a Stars and Stripes reporter?
Yeah. She's state propaganda.
Yeah.
She's coming here to discredit JLP.
Instead, she got like
he walked right into her fucking trap. What?
Why? He had given up. The only reason he gets incensed about all this is because of that interview. They could have just left him alone, and he probably wouldn't have cared.
But it makes for great television, James.
I kind of like you.
It's the state-run TV.
Are you not entertained,
James? I do like your idea, James. Though that basically, like, his housekeepers let this happen in hopes that it would maybe light a fire under his ass.
That would make sense. Because they do meddle. Yeah. I do love their meddling. Okay, here's my quick question, because like the other reason we have this interview scene is to fairly decently exposit in a way that's not like just characters saying things to each other that they should already know, but they're telling the audience here's subtext that you needed or the context that you needed for the series. But I'm a fool who, for some reason, has an entire black hole where Star Trek 2009 is. Mm-hmm. Remind me what the timeline here is and what happened in 2009 again.
That's when the Romulan
Nero.
That's when the Romulan system's star went supernova.
Okay, and that happened 20 years ago, from where we're at in the show.
Ish, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what it seems like.
And Spock was very old, so this was just Spock after we've seen him in Unification.
Yeah, so after Unification, Spock gets a real hard-on for hanging with Romulans, as we know. And then he hears about the supernova, which apparently like takes a very long time. They totally had time to evacuate, but they obviously didn't. I don't understand why the Federation was even involved in this evacuation, considering the fucking Romulans have such giant fleets of ships.
Yeah, the Romulan Empire is huge.
But do keep in mind, this would have been probably not terribly long after Nemesis, when their entire government was fucking killed by the Picard clone. So it is reasonable to assume that Romulus itself was in such a state of just fucking chaos at that point that they needed outside help.
Maybe. But anyway...
and then Spock goes back in time. And that's where I get lost in the timeline.
Spock goes to drop some
red
matter into the sun, and that fails.
Whoopsie.
Well, it doesn't really fail. Yeah, what the fuck did happen?
I think he was too late.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's right too.
But also, in retrospect, I mean, the Romulan star system is still doomed because the star is just going to become a black hole instead of a supernova star. What a stupid plan. It's almost like that film was a J.J. Abrams joint, and
the
those
whole
are
plot
terrible.
Was stupid, and it continues to be stupid.
God, I hate J.J. Abrams.
Because, it's stupid here.
I like, the film itself is entertaining, but, like, the man has no concept of scale.
Remember the great joke about Kirk with the big hand and he can't speak properly? Hilarious.
Awful.
I love Numtung.
Beyond is way better than either of the Abrams joints, so...
What is?
Beyond.
Oh, Beyond, yeah. Thank you for reminding, because I got lost in, like, but Spock was back in time. No, okay, I remember another Spock. Spock was an old man, that's why he was still alive.
Yeah, so evidently that must have happened after this synthetic attack, because, like, Plan A was evacuate the system, and Plan B was drop the red matter.
Yeah, like, they were in the midst of doing the evacuation, then Mars went kerplody. So the Federation was like, well, fuck that noise. So the Vulcans were like, hey, I've got a really stupid idea. And really, this is the first time you can tell the Vulcans and Romulans really are related, because that is a Romulan-ass plan, the Vulcans. Okay, we figured out how to save your system. We're going to turn your star into a black hole. And the Romulans, who are also insane, went, makes sense to us.
They do love black holes.
We could use that to power a really big ship to live on.
Yes. Oh, God, if nothing else, this series does nail how fucking stupid they are. I love them.
Yeah, so I don't want to get too hung up on the fucking Romulan ship because it doesn't make any fucking sense. But what does make sense, at least to me, is Picard's smoking housekeeper, huh?
Laris? Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah.
Romulus has an Ireland.
Big MILF energy on Laris over here.
Big MILF. Not really. I mean, she's like young enough to be Picard's daughter, though.
But she's Romulan. She could be older because they live long.
I thought you were going to say she's young enough to be Patrick Stewart's wife.
No, not that young. Not that young. That's you would make Jean-Luc Picard out to be such a cad? No. Do we have we got anything else aside from hot MILF energy?
No, I don't know. I think obviously we're going to learn more about the servants. It is weird that he just has these servants. It seems
like, is he paying them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, how
they get paid in the future?
Like, how is Picard so fucking rich in a
scarcity?
Like when he was lecturing people about we have grown beyond the need for the pursuit of. Like he was trying to tell Lily in First Contact how much of a piece of shit she was for being a capitalist, and then he lives in this.
It's really easy to say that you're beyond the pursuit of objects when you have a gigantic villa and acres of land in France.
We have evolved beyond the pursuit of material things, mostly because I am already incredibly rich. I no longer have to pursue it.
Well, he has a replicator. A replicator just undoes the need for things because you can just
only
have whatever
so much
it is.
land on Earth and in France that, like,
that's
how
true.
does this one man own a giant vineyard?
Well, because wasn't it like passed down through their generations or some shit?
Well, yeah, but it is kind of the sticking point, though, is like, because you also see people like working in the fields. It's not fully automated, and it's like This is a post-scarcity society, so you're telling me people are working in a vineyard, which is a fucking thankless, horrible job, for the love of the game?
Listen, Chris, no, it's because they're hardcore alcoholics and synthahol won't do the fucking trick.
Like, I like to think that Picard has set up, it's like, I give them housing. I made sure it's a lot worse than mine, but I gave it to them.
Yeah. France needs another fucking Robespierre to deal with these fucking
I really
cards.
Really wish the twist reveal in this had been that they have been French Canadian the whole time, and this has always been Quebec. I'm disappointed now that wasn't a reveal.
That's the mirror. That's Mirror Picard lives in Quebec.
I love that.
Mirror Picard lives in Quebec and has an American Southern accent.
Yep, there you go.
Well, I do like the location that they used to film Chateau Picard. Because I guess they were begging to actually film in France, and they were like, no, we're getting a grant to stay in California this time because Discovery's in Canada using the cheap shit, but we're going to stay in sunny California. And they used the Sunstone Winery in Santa Ynez, which apparently is made of brick that was imported from France.
Oh, so it's like the next best thing.
Looks Frenchy.
Which is, it's got a great look.
Absolutely ludicrous. And a terrible use of resources.
Yeah, it wasn't for the show.
No, I know. No, just in general.
We have to build our winery out of French brick.
Well, yeah, but it's because, when you were disgustingly rich, there didn't used to be all this fucking dumb bullshit to buy. Like, this was
castles.
That's what I'm saying, though. This is what you did when you had an absolutely asinine amount of money.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean.
When I wanted to start my data center, I made sure to import the finest of American steel in order to build it over here in France.
But yeah,
burned a bunch of lakes off in America just to make sure.
But yeah, there's a bunch of examples of, especially turn of the century American rich people being like, to prove how cool an American I am, I'm gonna move a European building over here brick by brick. Very strange. The Gilded Age was fucking weird.
I mean, I still think it's kind of weird that we parade the fucking pharaoh's coffins around. That seems kind of gross. There's a dead person in that.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I just think that's fucking weird. It's all a little fucking weird. I was telling you know what?
Preference, people can parade my corpse around if they would like to after I've passed.
Thank you, James.
Noted.
I give consent.
Damn.
This is legally binding as fuck.
Yes. Please mummify me as a king god and parade me around.
I was waxing philosophical to Chris this morning about imagine about what our lives would look like to people who were alive in the 1930s. I said to him, this is science fiction. I've got 2 portable computers within arm's reach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes
I got it.
When you do stop and think about it, sometimes it is actually kind of nuts.
I was just Star Trekking around this morning, I think it's because I watched this episode. I watched it on the way to work, as I do. And it just put me into a fun, science fiction type of mood. So I would say that, not that I know that we talked about this about 25 minutes ago, but I know that I'd wind up not liking this series. But right now, I feel optimistic anyway.
What did you guys think? Because, as a folk from Massachusetts, we get to see Greater Boston, future Greater Boston, which is nice to see.
Looks like regular Boston.
Yeah,
what? Boston was in this?
That's where Dodge lives.
Yeah, that's where Dodge's apartment is.
Dodge and her boyfriend lived in an apartment in Boston.
I totally missed that.
So did I.
Oh,
that's great.
Yeah, I meant to go back and look at it and see if I could recognize any landmarks or anything. I didn't get a chance to. But from what I read, we do get signage for Cassidy Yates Interstellar Freights, which rhymes. That's hilarious. Good for her. The London Kings.
Oh, they're still around.
And Ferengi Wine.
Wait.
I do not want to know what that is. What that's a euphemism for.
It's Tullaberry wine, obviously.
Is it Tullaberries? Yeah, right?
Back up.
Clearly.
The London Kings shouldn't still exist because, as we know from DS9, baseball is a very weird fad that only strange people like Cisco and that one Vulcan and a colony world still play.
Okay, but if there was like one place on Earth that wasn't going to let go of fucking baseball, it would certainly be Boston.
True.
Yeah, and I didn't say they were actively. I didn't say they were actively playing it. I said there was some kind of visual for it. I may go back and find the screen.
Well, also, I mean, like, it's Boston. I wouldn't find it too hard to believe that Boston is still into fucking baseball.
But yeah, as Caitlin was saying. No, that's true.
But also, I'm sure these are like none of these. Like none of these things would have been on screen for more than a second. So this is like some Easter eggs that the VFX artists snuck in.
Yeah. See, she mentioned she was from Seattle, so I just kind of figured that's where they were.
No, and then I guess she walked to France from Boston or something.
Yeah, that was also confusing my partner. It's just like she was like, "How are people getting around?"
They have transporters.
I think they show it later.
Yeah, you can just basically, there's just transporter archways everywhere. You literally can walk from Boston to France because you just walk through a transporter archway and you're there.
Oh, I love that. That's fucking sick. The future is going to be amazing.
No, it won't.
I know.
It's getting worse every day.
Guys, stop. Stop it. Let me forget the horror of the reality of life for a few minutes and think about how nice it's going to be when it's fucking Picard times.
I mean, here's the thing. As I point out to people frequently, yes, Star Trek is usually an optimistic vision of the future. What people like to forget is, but first we have to hit our absolutely lowest point as a species to get there. So really, we are actually well on our way to the Star Trek future. We're just on the bad side.
Yeah.
Ay.
Save us, Ephraim Cochrane.
You're our only hope.
Yeah, what is he? He's like 10 right now, I think?
Go track this kid down. A couple other things. I did like having Blue Skies kind of open the episode.
Yeah.
Because I do know, like, that's going to kind of also set a tone for the kind of, like, we haven't seen Data since Nemesis. So when we last heard Blue Skies was also in Nemesis. So that's kind of a cute little nod. And also it's, I think it's Bing Crosby singing that, which is nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of, without getting into detail, like, there's just so much relitigating in this. And the problem is it just keeps happening. Every season is relitigating something from the TNG and TNG movie era. And it's like,
what do you mean by that when you say that?
Like, they keep revisiting stuff, and it's hard to talk about without getting into spoilers, but, like, they don't ever move on. They're always just looking back at what already happened.
The writers or the characters?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but which did you mean? The writers? Okay.
Yeah, the writers.
Well, you can say they've always, like, the Wrath of Khan was relitigating Space Seed.
Yeah, but they were...
Yeah, but that was good.
Yes, they did. It was a movie, not 3 seasons of a tedious show.
I kind of wonder, every time there's something that the pacing feels wrong, I always wonder if a movie should be a TV show and a TV show should be a movie. Like, I know when we just covered The Mandalorian, I was like, this should just be a show. And when we cover certain movies, I'm like, why isn't this a series? When there's enough content that either you want to either stretch it out and really dig in, or when there's not enough to stretch out and dig in, to compress and find your rhythm.
Yeah. I mean, it's like pretending I don't know what's happening. This is, it's flaws aside, a decent first episode. Like, I remember, I think at the time I was like, cool. I look forward to seeing where this goes.
Yes, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Need more dog.
Yeah.
It's
we didn't even mention number
a lot
one.
of stuff at the wall and maybe too much, but there is stuff that's sticking to the wall. I think most of it falls off later, but like, for this first one, they do a decent job of just getting some ideas out there for you to think about.
Yeah.
And I'm like intrigued. Like, I want to know more. You know what I mean? Like, I feel right now. And the thing is honestly, I don't remember really what happens in this at all.
This will be exciting.
So I just remember being unenthused, shall we say. But I don't, like, I have a pretty strong memory of like season 2 and like sort of season 3. But this one, the ending is like a complete mystery to me at this point.
Ooh, we'll see when we get there.
I had 100% forgotten about Narek.
You're
Really?
kidding.
Oh, God.
This
That's
major
remember-
character in every episode.
The only thing
and
I could remember
like,
was him,
I
greasy
saw him
bastard.
and I was like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he made my favorite Romulans list. I like him.
I just
That's
think
the
he
thing.
looks like he needs to wash his hair.
No. Yeah, he needs to rub more mud in there.
Ugh.
He's a dirty boy.
Oh, no.
James is gonna be in her bunk. Yeah, no, like, I mean, I'm sure too. When I first watched this one, I'm sure again my bias kicked in, and I was like, "Holy shit, we're gonna get a lot of Romulans," which immediately
We get
means
some
I was probably
Romulans.
giving it more credit than it deserved. And I will give this show this: they fixed the fucking TNG Romulan problem.
Oh, with the foreheads.
Yep, some have it, some don't. Works for me.
Good on
Actually, I
him.
like
Yep.
that a lot.
That's a good
actually,
fix.
Yeah.
Because as
Yeah.
I've said before, it's the one redesign that annoyed me, because the whole point was they're identical to fucking Vulcans. I will take the compromise position of, for some reason, just after they broke off, some Romulans developed a lumpy-ish forehead.
I think there's a
Some
line
get states
in
moved.
a future episode about it too.
Yeah.
Like
so,
she's from the north or something like that. The other thing I do kind of appreciate about this as it kind of its own series is it is so like tonally distinct from Discovery.
very much so.
Because the two are happening concurrently. And even though like they share a lot of the same like cinematographers and designers and such, like it has like slow character piece kind of style that will speed up every so often whenever they need to like do a violence, as one does. But I remember finding it interesting to be like, okay, I find the focus on just Picard to be a little bit interesting because there's always way too much going on in Discovery for me. So we'll see as we revisit if I still feel that on this rewatch.
Yeah, and there's
Surely that will hold up.
Yeah.
Well, and there's that underlying like they're so different. Discovery wanted, to be like sort of, it was the first season at least, it was a war story, but it was kind of TOS-y, and and the second season was like weird explore mystery. Like it had a very different. Whereas this again, like you said, has this underlying tone throughout at least the first season of just like old man has regrets.
Yeah.
Which
Considering I also really liked Logan, which so it ends up being like, okay, good. I like watching Patrick Stewart doing something different.
and he was in that, so
Yeah, exactly.
he's good at being old and sad.
Oh, you know what's cute is
Aw.
I heard that he provided one of the lines that he said because he decided, you know what I'm going to do this time is say tea Earl Grey decaf. And like, twist the expectation.
See, I liked that, though, because I was thinking, like, he's older, he's got a fake heart.
You got to go to
Gotta
bed
be
at
careful.
5 o'clock.
I will say though, milk and Earl Grey is a bad idea.
That
'Cause that's like a
that was the thing that
citrusy-
surprised me.
Yeah, that's
I
like a
frequently do
citrusy
that.
tea.
I do
Really?
that, though. Yeah.
See,
But he never did that. I'm
I don't know if I've
surprised
ever
he
had Earl
changed
Grey.
his recipe that much.
Well, maybe it's, like, kind of rough on his tum-tum.
Well, that's because
Maybe.
he was delaying the end of the game specifically.
Hmm.
Data even calls him on it in the dream.
Yeah.
I like that he said that, like, at one point someone's asking about the dreams, and he says, like, oh, it's not the dreams I dislike so much anymore, it's the waking up. It's like, your dream ended with Mars exploding. What do you mean?
Yeah, up until that part. But I feel like, again, I don't know, I'm middle-aged and stuff, but I'm willing to bet that there are probably old people out there who can relate to that, probably have dreams of friends they've long lost and are just like, they wake up and they're like, oh, right. Fuck.
Yeah, he has another
I was
great
gonna
line.
say that's what he's really upset about, James. It's not so much the not continuing to dream as the, like, not dying.
Yeah, because he has another line later in the episode. He says, I haven't been living. I'm waiting to die.
Yeah.
And then he decides, I'm going to actually do something about it. Which is very Picardy, which, you feel like, good. Even this old man can maybe, fix the things he's regretful for.
Do you think it's
That
very
That might
insulting?
be why Laris invited an absolute monster of a reporter into that house.
Yeah.
At what age do you feel an actor has become an old man actor? It's such that they should be okay with someone calling them old and a codger and making up all these illusions. Like
45.
When is one old enough to say shit like, I haven't been living, I've been waiting to die? Like, how old do you have to be so that's not offensive, do you think?
I mean, the thing is, Patrick Stewart was so involved in the development of this show. Like, this whole thing is as close to a vanity project for Patrick Stewart as you could get.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get a better show.
It's him doing, well, because that's what happens when you let actors write their own stories.
Here's the thing. Patrick Stewart played Captain Picard very well. But Patrick Stewart is also on the record for liking that stupid two-parter we all thought was pretty dumb, where he's captured by pirates.
You like that one, Chris.
I know, but I know most people don't.
That's Gambit, I think.
But he liked it.
And it's terrible.
And the stupid dune buggy thing was his idea.
Because he wants to do action shit.
Yeah, he should let other people write Picard while he plays Picard.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what you're saying is don't give up your day job, yeah?
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. He wouldn't have signed on otherwise.
No,
he only wanted to do it, like, he had to have a pit bull because he's involved in pit bull rescue. And
hey, that's
that
okay. That was great. We love number one.
I'm fine with there being a pit bull. It's just evidence, though, that, like, this was the Patrick Stewart show.
Yeah, and I guess the dog that they hired, that they cast, De Niro, whilst being a very good boy and a rescue dog, was not a very good actor. So he got wrote out of a lot of scenes because, it takes a different type of training for a dog to be an actor dog.
Yeah.
I was just going to say how sad I was that we didn't, because I feel like number one is like on the poster for the show, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought this was going to be the Jean-Luc Picard and number one show, and number one is criminally underused, but at least now I understand why.
I really want to imagine now that number one was supposed to be with him on the adventure through the whole show. That would have been really good.
Side note, Terry Farrell wasn't great at the beginning of her show, but they let her stay on.
I'm now just imagining...
Yeah, it is sad, though, that they just kind of abandoned number one at a certain point.
They could have recast...
Or just had a couple of them, like they had several Porthos seasons.
There you go.
Or at least a goddamn puppet. Come on now.
I'm now imagining like a Hanna-Barbera style, like Jean-Luc in number one, and they solve space mysteries.
Speaking
that would be tight.
I have some great background notes that I wanted to rattle off.
All right.
So Michael Chabon, who served as showrunner for the first season, his original idea before he was shot down because sad face, he wanted the series to focus on just retired life of Picard on his vineyard, potentially solving local mysteries.
Oh my God, murder he wrote. What the fuck?
I figured Chris would have liked that.
Why? That's so foolish. Not Chris liking it. I agree that Chris would like it. I would have loved it, but I don't understand. That's not
been
Picard.
Like a conflict negotiator or something. Like, it's like, some Klingon brought something that's like trashing all of the grapevines. Picard has to be the one to find a diplomatic solution.
That honestly,
four vines.
Yay.
Like, the idea of a Picard cozy mystery series is kind of amazing.
With sidekick number one.
And he already loves tea. It's perfect. Oh, I wish we'd got that show. That would have been delightful. I mean, again, I don't see what it has anything to do with Picard whatsoever, but, I mean, I'd still love to watch it.
I'm sure Sir Patrick would be like, what? No. Why?
I don't know.
And the other thing I read is, y'all remember that the short trek that preceded the series coming out, Children of Mars, was kind of our Picard-related short trek. But Kurtzman and his team were playing with this idea that I guess didn't happen for probably various reasons. A short trek story that would have featured a young Picard, so I'm sure recasting, visiting Uhura in the hospital and receiving a mission from her related to the Borg.
Oh my fucking God.
Why does Uhura know the Borg?
They have the biggest
what we should concentrate on is the Borg. Maybe even for 2 more seasons.
So much Borg. And I like Borg. Remember, I'm the one who loves Borg.
Ames loves the Borg.
Borg appear the worse they are.
Here's the thing with the Borg. I know I've said this before, and I don't know if I've said it on the air. And this is a problem for this whole series. After Voyager, the Borg are Janeways. Like...
Oh, yes. Janeway with an apostrophe S, not the Borg are multiple Janeways.
Yeah, no, like
oh Jesus, they'd be indefeatable.
Picard dealt with his Borg trauma in TNG and First Contact. I feel like by the end of Voyager, like, the Borg Queen has moved on. She has broken up with Jean-Luc, and she is now hate-fucking Janeway.
It's complicated with Janeway.
Yeah, like, I feel like when Picard shows up, he should, like, burst through a door with a phaser rifle, and then awkwardly Janeway and the Borg Queen are already glaring at each other, and they're both like, Jean-Luc, we didn't want you to find out like this.
This is so awkward.
This is one of the relitigatings. Like, Picard is, like, yes, all right, realistically, the trauma will live in him in some capacity for his whole life. But we don't need to keep revisiting it.
Yeah, for this season, we'll see, because right now, like, we only have the taste that there is a reclamation site with a Borg cube. Because I do remember, if the Romulans have it, there were those hints in... My brain is telling me the neutral zone, that there were Borg cubes floating around. There was some...
Yeah. I think that was, like, the first little foreshadowing of the Borg.
Well,
like,
we don't actually see the Borg.
Yeah.
But it's hinted at that something's going on.
It's before the Borg are introduced. There's attacks happening at listening stations along the neutral zone.
Yeah, right, yeah. They actually laid some groundwork there. But yeah, again, like, the Romulans, man, you know, most people would see a fucked up Borg cube and be like, all right, we are putting some beacons around that to warn people, and we are getting the fuck away. They're just like, nope, we're gonna go on board and pick at it, because we are the dumbest bastards in space.
I want to live in it.
Yep. Morons.
Think we could stick a black hole in here?
Always.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, the neutral zone was the season 1 final.
Yeah, with their back, and one of them was Mark Alamo.
One of them was there was Gull Romulan, and they were back.
They were super back.
I'll never forget. As long as I live, I'll never forget how he says that shit. That and it's a fake. They're like
Romulans
forever
love saying things.
They do.
They do. We love saying things.
We just said a bunch of things.
We did. And you know what?
We have said a bunch of things.
I bet we're done saying a bunch of things for now, but I bet we'll be back next week.
Will we say more things?
We'll say more things, girl. We're going to talk about another episode of Star Trek The Picard. I have no idea what the title is. It's Maps and Legends. Let me try it again. We'll be talking about...
Keep all that in.
Oh, son of a bitch! If you can't wait, if you're 1 week away is just too much, fear not, because we have already talked about all of the Star Trek that came before Picard. And not just that, but we've talked about a slew of other shows and movies. Most recently, of course, was, as I mentioned, our Keanu-sance, which was a look at the sci-fi films of one Keanu Reeves. You may have heard of him. Is it Reeves or Reeve? It's multiple Reeves, right?
It is.
Reeves.
Plural Reeves. I don't know why that's so fucking hard to remember all the time, but I sure do struggle with it. If you're feeling like you don't just want podcasts, maybe you'd like some light reading, we have season write-ups about what we like and what we don't like. We have some articles about things like Badmirals and the aesthetics of the show and lots of other nice things. And, of course, our fan fiction, for which we are famous in this quadrant. Which we just did one
last week, which was great.
Yep.
Oh, crap. That means I'll be writing a fanfic retroactively really soon.
Caitlin's going to use some red matter to jump back in time.
I'm going to set up a Rube Goldberg machine. Anyway, so you can find it. Where can you find all that? Well, you can find that on sshbpodcast.com, sshbpodcast.tumblr.com, but word to the wise, both of those take you to the same place. You can also find us on Facebook and Blue Sky, where we are some version of SSHB Podcast, I believe, throughout. Mm-hmm. We're always posting relevant media on those sites. And and if you liked this, there are 437 other episodes about Star Trek, plus all that extra goodies, all those extra goodies I talked about. So check us out. And either way, we'll be back next week. I have been Caitlin.
I'm Jake.
This is McChris.
This has been Ames.
I'm James.
Thanks for joining us,
James. Being with us this week.
Now I do have to spit this cyanide on you.
No,
Oh, no.
my gun.
Oh my god.
Why didn't he just use the frickin' little Necco wafer that Admiral Jarrock used in The Defector? That was effective, and there was no known antidote.
Again, also grape flavored. He said no.
I always thought that one was going to be orange flavored.
No, you shut the fuck up.